The people are here. We said that while laughing behind our hands out of pity and secondhand embarrassment, humans had literally stumbled their way into the galaxy as a simple one-planet species that wasn't even close to being civilized. Their lifespans were only a little longer than those of their ancestor apes, and they only had the tiniest settlements outside of the backwater planet they insisted on calling Earth, even though most of its surface was water. The Galactic Council was built on agreements between the different species in Citadel space. These agreements were discussed, evaluated, and finally agreed upon. Rewritten and improved many times over 100 cycles before both sides could agree to anything. How could these simple beings, whose lifespans are only half that long, understand what was going on? They didn't. The humans rudely ignored all of that and just sent envoys to offer pacts and agreements that no one cared about. They're here, we said, annoyed by how many times they stood on our doorstep to try weak diplomatic discourse more out of pity than anything else. One thing that stood out about them was how tough they were. Coming from a world with a wide range of climates, they could adapt to almost any living conditions found on other Citadel species worlds. For some reason, they liked moving across half the galaxy to live in a shockingly different culture, gladly adopting whatever crazy social rules that culture had. In not even one of their lifetimes, they had people living on the many thousands of planets of those cycles past as we noticed a new trend. The younger ones of our people began seeking the fortune in the stars away from the stability and security of our civilized systems. We found the cause of that to be the humans they foolishly jumped headlong into colonizing barely habitable planets, surviving only because of their hardiness. Surprisingly, they then set the groundwork to terraform them, working on creating conditions other council species could survive in as well. These colonies were flocked to by many, promising an honest life for hard work and offering cheap living space. Even for the largest of families, the humans are here became a call for willing settlers, assuring every being of a safe haven that could be shared by all. As the humans went forth to tame the most dangerous regions of the galaxy, they brought back a wealth of resources. Bypassing the Galactic Council again, they began trading with anyone willing. Within another one of their short lifetimes, they had built a network of exchange that rivaled the official Citadel platforms. We could not avoid joining into trade with them, as they offered the most coveted of wares from many different cultures that had previously been hidden behind unfinished agreements, some for thousands of cycles, as one of our planets. After the other established trade routes with the humans with hidden joy, we said that humans are here when their ships turned up on our ports, promising a new influx of goods and wealth, and leading to new prosperity for all our people. The upswing ended abruptly when, in a political move that had not thought to even be possible, we were exiled from the Galactic Council. An opponent pushed us into disgrace in front of all the Citadel species, instantly severing the many millennia-old pacts and cutting our access to the FTL travel network. In less than a cycle, our civilization was practically shattered to pieces, each planet on its own and powerless to defend itself against the planned invasion from our opponent. With travel blockages set up in all our systems, it was clear that utter annihilation was their set goal. As we stood before our ruin, a representative of the humans contacted us to offer their aid and protection, pointing at the treaties we had long since forgotten about. We thanked them for their honor and refused as we were staring at death, and there was no need for them to pointlessly die with us. They did not listen and sent their iron battleships that circumvented the blockages through their brute force FTL travel method. Their considerable military might was hitherto unknown, and as they jumped in by the 10 zeros in all our inhabited systems, we cried out, "Humans are here," with tears in our eyes and newfound hope. They stood with us through countless attacks before our enemy gave up the direct approach and gave up in frustration. It took many cycles before we could reestablish formal communication with the Galactic Council, and even more to clear our species of the false accusations before we could finally put the old contracts back into effect. We put the blame on our enemy, and from then on,